Hey folks, we are back, and we found MaSa. He apparently went to go get something to eat, I guess. He was out of the house and just got back in, so that timed out like pretty nicely. But we will be getting into this other semifinals match here shortly. It is a best of 5. And the winner of this will go on to fight against Kelzer in the grand finals. Now, there is no second place prize. There's no third place, fourth place prize. Normally, we do try and divvy that stuff up best we can, but this is a tournament that's being run by somebody else. We're just hosting and adminning and casting it, which is still a lot of fun, and we get some good games for it. And frankly, it was a good way to motivate us to do stuff at NA time, which we don't do enough of, I feel. Regardless, though, top prize today. Only one person walks away with anything, and they're walking away with a trip to Dreamhack Atlanta. 4 nights hotel stay, $400, up to $400 in travel costs, and of course that invite to come play. If you guys are looking to get tickets for cheap, whether you're planning to play yourselves or maybe you just want to spectate the event live, either way, if you go to the Match Arena page and buy the tickets through them, it will add some money to the prize pool, but also, more importantly, it's 20% cheaper than if you go buy the tickets late or on the website themselves. These are legitimate reselling tickets. Like, they're working with Dreamhack. We're working with Dreamhack. We're working with them. It's this whole party, this amalgamation of us working together. So be sure to get your tickets through Match Arena. Save yourself 20%, guys.
All right.
And they're still fiddling with the vetoes, we'll call it.
Sure.
BaseTradeTV is best. Thank you, Morala25. I'd like to think so.
Old liquid hero.
I should probably change the title of the stream
boy.
here too. HerO versus MaSa. I'm just gonna keep it all lowercase, or maybe I'll keep it all uppercase. Go all lowercase. I've just like the whole debate with the S in esports and capitalization. I've given up on caring how players want their name capitalized. Like, look, I'm spelling your name out. Be happy I'm not writing it wrong. Like, please forgive me.
Yeah, capitalizations are silly anyway.
Some of them were like innovation. What has like the first 2 letters capitalized? Like, there's some that are just inconsistently frustrating.
Yeah, and like the V, I think, or something.
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone be so mad about his name though. People are very concerned over the heroes, and I feel like that has a little more credit because
it's the same
there are
name.
so many. Right, but I also just like at this point in time, there's really only one, guys. Like this fact that X Liquid Hero is here today is just a real curveball. I don't know.
Oh, thank you by the way to N Persona for the Twitch Prime sub.
The persona.
It's impersonal.
It's impersonating.
So this is, I don't like the new Streamlabs, and I'm not sure what I've done wrong here, maybe. But I'm looking at our dashboard right now.
He made it sound like I don't know what I did wrong to deserve this.
Well, it's both of that, right? Because I know, like, for example, Sawdust Dub has shared like at least 7,000 bits this stream, but I look at the top of the dashboard and it says 105.
Oh, just oh.
Like, that's just not correct. Like, here, I'll show you guys too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, we don't have lucky for us, there's no like, oops, we accidentally showed our income of 500. Like, our income's like $30, okay? But my point is, like, it's not showing any stats correctly. Somebody donated $5 earlier too, I think. 105 bits is incorrect. Like, and if I go to the last day, which would technically be like I don't know how this works. It's kind of really annoying. It's not even Tuesday. Why is it showing me Tuesday? Today's Thursday. But this feed is still everything that's happened in the last 18 minutes and 20 minutes and so forth.
I don't know.
See, I'm just gonna be like a little bit of a sellout here. I like GatherBot because it's a lot more accurate and it shows all these things correctly.
That's the good news.
It is, but it's what is this all-star status in Streamlabs? Official celebrity, you get free game keys, instant Streamlab minions. What the fuck?
Doesn't MaSa live in Toronto?
Yes. East Coast. Well, okay, hang on. Remind them though, Central is like the default if nobody agrees.
Yeah, they've been reminded.
Oh, they're trying to pick servers. Okay. How do I see? I'm looking to see. Maybe I checked off some button wrong, but no. Stupid Streamlabs.
So apparently, it's the start of like the monsoon season in Korea.
Korea gets monsoons? Wouldn't they get typhoons?
I don't know, man. Basically, it's the wet season, right? Like it's just gonna be like rainy and wet and humid and.
Is that because all the K-pop guys are touring through town?
I wish. But no. But anyways, like that's not so much a problem. Like, you know, I don't mind staying inside most of the time, or you know, having a nice rainy day to cuddle up with my pillow. I guess I don't have any cats, but
your super cute weird pillow.
Yeah. But I don't mind that. But one complication I don't have anywhere else except Korea is that like, how in the world do I dry my clothes? So I googled how, and it's just like the weirdest, but you know, still okay solution. Instead of line drying, you turn on the floor heater and you just like set your clothes on the floor. But I feel like I have to clean my floor first, you know? Like.
Okay, new solution. What you do is you take your clothes. How many? Like it's probably like what 2 or 3 sets of clothes at most, right?
What? No, I do my laundry like every 9 days.
Oh, you're fucking horrible. I do my laundry like every second day.
That's really weird. I
well,
feel like...
in my defense, I don't have that many clothes, so I kind of have to.
Okay, I feel like a week is actually pretty fair. Like, there's a middle ground between us here. Anyways, go ahead.
Well, sorry. Anyways, I was gonna say, just take them, put them out, like, just hold them out like this in your hands and spin, really hard, for like, I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes.
I feel like the amount of clothes didn't matter. Actually, I'm gonna have the same reaction every time.
Like, this is just a bad idea through and through, no matter how you try and present it.
Yeah. All right.
All right. We got a sub coming in from VP Aristotle. Oh wow, what a famous Greek.
Aristotle?
Yeah.
James Greek.
Nice, nailed it. Rifkin rules, and you know the other half of that. Wait, what?
I feel like he's like, Rifkin rules, and you know the other half of that. No, actually, I didn't get it either. Never mind. I thought there was a word.
Like Rifkin rule. I was like, what rules did I make? Like, thou shalt not steal. Like,
okay, I got that part.
that's what I thought of it, but no, maybe it just means Rifkin rules, and like you're the other half that rules too.
Okay, that's also what I thought, but then when I said it out loud, I was like, it doesn't quite make sense. So I feel like a word or two is missing, but like it doesn't matter. But yeah, aren't most of the famous philosophers Greek? I actually can't think of really famous Roman
I feel like
philosophers,
it's like,
I feel is what you're confusing with.
It's like when you're trying to guess which Terrans were on MVP. It's just a safe guess. All of them.
That's a fair point. Either I feel like Greece or France, right? Depending on what time period you want to talk about.
Well, we're in the lobby for Abyssal Reef, and hopefully, whenever the players are good, we're good. Oh, there we go. Nate says, gather dudes are salty that their random email telling me to give them all my donations instead of Streamlabs 5 months ago. First time we ignored it. Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, we had to give them our Streamlabs information because the folks at Gather have this really interesting setup to it. So it's like basically if they can help you earn more money, they'll do it for free. But like after they help you earn like a certain percentage more money than you would normally get, they start asking for a cut. It's actually not something I have a problem with though, because like let's say your monthly income is 300 and they help you earn 500 a month, but without them you wouldn't have gotten that 500 hypothetically. So I don't mind giving them a small cut if that's the case. But neither here nor there, just a small side note to the awesome new features of the GatherBot, which by the way I gotta say, because people have been bringing it up, our mods have been talking about it too, guys. This bot is so spammy. I'm really not loving the spam part of it, but I love all the other aspects of it, so it's really hard for me to just axe the bot. But it is definitely something we've been aware of, and I've been talking to the developers of, and trying to get something set up for the channel that works a little bit more nicely. But at any rate, we are in game number 1. This is the Road to Dreamhack. This is brought to you by Maturino and Dreamhack, and in part by Twitch. Good stuff as we make Dreamhack Atlanta happen. But spawning here in the bottom right, X Liquid X Revolution, not the one en route, it's HerO.
Yeah, currently teamless. In the top left, as the Red Terran, it is MaSa.
Oh, it's like top left mostly.
Yeah. He is going to be scouted, not the location of the proxy, but the lack of a barracks.
Oh, hey, it's our good friend 47ness. What up,
Hey.
47ness? By the way, because we already did zombies, whoever becomes the next bit boss, we're just going to unleash the arena. But 47ness says, get to catch a live cast again. Well, I'm glad to have you back. How was Anime Expo? You know, I'm probably not going to be able to read this answer, but just on the off chance I do. How was Anime Expo, dude? I saw some pictures and favorited them as you tweeted them throughout the weekend. But okay, MaSa, going to be really annoying. Bunker on the low ground. It's not just a block on the Nexus, potentially, but it's also a spot to run back to.
Right. So, I mean, HerO responds to that scouts, goes for the MX core as opposed to the Nexus, but it's not the easiest thing to deal with initially anyway, with the Reaper. If we get a couple of kills, gets that one anyway.
Actually,
but even the follow-up, like, sometimes is perfectly fine for the Terran, even if you defend well.
I feel like that was actually a really important probe to catch. This one as well, because he wants to make sure there's no pylons, no overcharges, nothing silly to deal with. So Reaper coming home, I would have liked to have seen that go forward, but it makes sense why he wants to shut this probe down. No chance of a counterattack out of HerO.
I'm pretty sure you've seen MaSa do this specific thing too, where he just like, he realizes that once the probe comes in, even maybe without the probe, but definitely if the probe scouts the lack of a proxy, he just builds Marines and puts them in the bunker. If the bunker is able to get up. And that still blocks out the Nexus. Again, like, you just, by doing this, you force their reaction, you force a different game for them, and your one base is not bad, their one base is not bad. Who wins out macro-wise? It really just feels like an opener.
By the way, Aristotle gave me a bunch of dots in response to our conversation earlier. Feels bad, man. The Reaper does circle all the way around. Gets 2 probe kills. Nice double kill. Bunker still holding strong to be annoying for the time being. Mothership core is trying to police any units. Having cut off the follow-up Marines, he just decides to pull back, and I like this choice a lot.
Yeah. This is some nice containment, though. I mean, HerO, like, he goes for a robo, and I imagine there's going to be a follow-up plan to this other than just the Immortal to bust, but it is a very odd structure to get, I think. Like, obviously a Warp Prism can send units across the map, it can instantly reinforce, that's all well and good. Robo is not a bad building to have.
The Reaper,
but I definitely expect Stargate, more like what Pili responded with.
Right, and that's why I think this Reaper scouting this confirmed that there wasn't a cancellation, there wasn't a switcheroo, like the Chronos stayed on the Robo. Now he knows there's going to be a commitment of the Robo, not some sort of tech swap.
Yeah. So, I mean, MaSa still has to be very careful. He saw a robo where usually it is a Stargate. I'd say that's like not just us catching the right people at the right time. That's actually more of a standard follow-up in general. So it's got to be scary. Like, the Warp Prism either comes in and starts harassing you, or a bunch of Immortals come in and bust down your front because you don't, I mean, they're just going to kill everything that you usually depend on, such as Cyclones or tanks. Liberators, I guess, could just be walked around. But, I mean, HerO doesn't have to push forward. It could just be the Warp Prism harassment.
Well, MaSa is going to get the Mothership core. Or she'll recall, but she should be able to. There you go.
Definitely wanted more of a scout in the front, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Just send it forward like that.
I think part of that, too, is like seeing, is there commitment to defense? Like, do you see bunkers down? Do you see an army just moving out at the wrong time? This Liberator should, hopefully, give at least warning. Yeah, he moves the Cyclones. He knows there's a Warp Prism coming in. I mean, he can actually fight what comes out of this. This doesn't have to be a snipe on the Warp Prism.
Yeah, definitely pull away. Wait for that barrier. Go.
Oh,
and that tank helps, too.
Yeah, nicely done. That Liberator, though, circling around to the main, also was, of course, revealed by the Warp Prism. So, Stalkers will be on top of this. Oh.
But the Viking, I think it's taking out the Warp Prism. It does.
Cyclone gets taken out here, but the tank should be the killing force on the Immortal Health. The SCVs, you're under arrest!
Yeah, surprisingly good. Didn't even die.
Which of these got the kill? I'm trying to find them. The HerO. No, they're all scattered. It's too late. I'll never click on them all.
We'll never know. But no, that was a very good defense. A very expected attack, though, from HerO too. There's one of 2 options. And
there we go. Found him. There's the HerO.
There you go. The Warp Prism was scouted so nicely. Liberator ended up surviving, by the way.
Not a lot I can do, though. It's always going to be in range of an overcharge no matter where it goes. He's worried about stalkers. I think at this point, it's a best to hope your opponent forgets about it situation.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like if he really wanted to push the issue, there is a spot he could go to though. But
you mean down here and then like cover the right side? It's like behind the cyber core.
Behind the cyber core or to the right, right?
The right might be a bit tricky though. I don't know.
I think, no matter what, he'd only be getting like one mineral patch, right? Like, he'd have to be so far back.
Well, I was thinking more about him denying gas, but you're right. He'd have to be really far back either way.
Anyway.
Push in the middle is not that great, but it does come with 2 tanks. So he could not commit and sit out here, for example, instead of going into the natural.
It would be especially great if there wasn't charge almost already done. That's a nice little helpful upgrade for HerO. But even with that upgrade, you know, he's not looking so great on the army supply. He doesn't have that third nexus that's going to give him a lot of production to have a massive amount of charge lots, whereas MaSa is trying to build his third CC on location. That's a lot of probe losses. Looking quite grim. You have to go down to the choke too.
Oh, force field gonna work against HerO here. The Zealots can't come out and push the tanks. Yeah. Viking in hold position means the mothership core can't do anything either.
That would.
This is bad for HerO. I mean, he's already in trouble to begin with, but then like this tank situation makes it worse. The Nexus might straight up go down.
So.
Marines want to finish this too. He says the tanks aren't killing it fast enough. Let me get in there. So he stutters on top of it, kills the natural base. This puts HerO in a horrible spot. He even unsieges the tank to save them and brings them away.
That was so bold, but he saw a charge, right? And there's a very low chance it's also going to be Blink if that's the case, despite there being so many stalkers. That was a nice pickup. It was a nice decision. HerO is desperate, got a counterattack, but it's not going to work. There is plenty. Even building a wall. Maybe that is necessary, but I think he would have had it anyway.
I'm going to be touching up the army, looking to repair and do a little bit here and there. This push out of HerO is so weak. I feel like even without the tank support, Marauders alone might do it. The Archon goes down so quickly. The tank's not even sieged. The Immortal does present a small problem, but a small problem at that. GG. MaSa will take game number 1.
Well done.
Really well done. That's for sure.
Oh, Maynard hosted us.
Aw, Maynard! Thank you for the host, mate.
Might.
Mate.
A little might.
Mate.
So bad.
Heroes of might and magic. Mate! Alright, thank you, Maynard, for the host. Hope you're having a good evening yourself. Hope you had a good stream. But we'll be getting into lobby number 2 here in just a moment.
Just invite yourself in.
Dude, I gotta like make a small side note to the stream here because I'm feeling all proud about this. So like, I've been going on a bunch of walks playing Pokemon. I've also been wearing a hat, and I've not, more importantly, been fucking with my hair. So what's nice is I look on stream and I don't feel like I'm going bald anymore. Pat on my back. I'm just kind of admiring myself at the camera. I'm not a handsome looking dude, but I've got hair, so it feels good. Actually, did you tune in to Nate's 4th of July stream? Dude, he was wearing this like full-on almost pompadour wig. It was so sick. I was so jealous.
Nice. This past week has actually been kind of a blur for me. I've had a very odd sleeping schedule.
Yeah, you've been casting a ton, girl.
Well, besides casting a ton, there's also the Casters Invitational.
Oh yeah, when do you play the Round of 8?
Sunday morning for me, Saturday afternoon for everyone else, basically.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cheer for you. Hopefully show good games for your fans. All that shit.
I should really practice these type of builds that Moss is doing right here, right now, because I'm facing... Oh, wait. This has been announced? Maybe it hasn't been announced. Never mind.
I have not heard
facing
anything.
a Protoss player.
I was gonna say, I have not heard anything, so...
Okay, that wasn't too much of a spoiler.
Although, you're not really under an NDA here, so, I mean, I don't think it matters.
No, of course not, but I don't want to be that person.
Oh, no, yeah, of course not, I'm just saying, don't... Whoopsie daisy. All right, game number 2. Kicking off in the top right, he's our North American Canadian HerO, up 1-0. Give it up if you're cheering for MaSa.
In the bottom left, as the red Protoss, he is HerO.
Now, do keep in mind that regardless of who makes it through, the winner does have to go on to play against Kelazor in the finals. And I think right now, already seeing how shaky HerO's TvP is in that first game, if he manages to beat MaSa, I do worry about him in the finals. Alternatively, MaSa might have a really tough TvT ahead of him too. Either way, it's single elimination, so there is no follow-up. Like, it's just do or die for this grand prize to go to Dreamhack Atlanta.
Yeah. I'm kind of feeling the TvT finals. I mean, Peely really put up a damn good fight, and HerO, okay, he got knocked off course by a cheese. That happens. It's best of 5. We'll see. But MaSa seems to be doing pretty well. And as guys, he's back and forth. We already took out one Korean, lives in America, but whatever. It's gonna take another one that lives in Korea. Let's also ignore the fact that MaSa's also Korean. It's not the most, it's not the cleanest storyline, but it's there. Is he, like, he probably didn't actually have a citizenship to Canada, right? He's a permanent resident. That's what it is, I think. There's complications, basically, but he can definitely go to Atlanta, which is, I think HerO has to do the whole visa thing.
Hey, I'm sorry, I have to add somebody to the call really quick. This is super important, guys.
I don't think it is.
Oh, it definitely is. Let's see if Maynard's too chicken to pick up the call or not. So you were making good points, though, and then I started being rude and off topic.
Oh, no, I wasn't. Don't worry about it.
But Maynard claiming he could do a Canadian accent. My man, I've muted game sounds. There's nothing going on just yet. Hit us up.
What's up? Okay, there we go. I got you.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, Maynard, I've muted all game sounds. We've got about a minute before things pick up. Let's hear that Canadian accent.
Hang on. You said American accent.
No, I said Canadian.
Oh, he said
You're going to complain about me butchering your language? Why would I care if you could speak American?
Oh, okay, sorry. You said a Canadian. Sorry, yeah, okay. I can't do one. I'm out.
I love you, Maynard. Take care, brother.
You said. I thought you said American. I'm bad. My bad.
We just gonna come in here, drop a few y'alls, and peace out. Was that the plan?
Yeah, I was just gonna go, full Southern drawl or something like that. I don't know. And then leave. Make everyone angry at me, and then leave. That's generally how I roll.
Well, thanks for the host, Maynard. I'll see you later, man. Bye bye.
All right, mate. Enjoy the cards. Bye bye.
It's so glad that happened.
This was really important to me. Okay, my reputation was at stake.
It's basically an American accent. Why?
It's not basically an American accent.
But it's not a Southern accent, which is what he was gonna do.
Yeah.
You and I do not sound that different.
He would be like, "Hello, here's my Canadian accent, everybody. Howdy, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all, want some lemonade? Come and get it, Clem.
Are there no parts of Canada that is like that? I mean,
Canadian Clem's my name. Lemonade's my game.
Why is his name Canadian? God.
It's a title? Hello?
Yeah, everyone in Canada has that title. Gotcha.
Okay, so a couple cool things happening here. Actually, I would really love if HerO waited to bait out the Widowmine shot here. But I don't think this is a matter in terms of... because there's no Oracle coming across the map. This is something, though, where we see this Widowmine get placed here a lot out of Korean players, and it catches the random Stargate units. This is not the situation here, obviously, but it would have been nice had it been the case, because HerO could have actually baited the probe shot, letting the Oracle sail on over.
Now it's going to group up. The usual double Widowmine drop. HerO goes for very quick robotics bay. I'm curious about that.
By the way, for the people watching the VOD, that whole Maynard thing's not going to make any sense. You'll have to be on Twitch. Make sure to join us live on Twitch, twitch.tv/BaseTradeTV.
There are plenty of observers and army units.
Yeah, but you know what?
Kind of do something.
It's gonna get okay hit. Nothing phenomenal. But I was gonna say this is something where the medevac I was hoping would at least scout, see that it's gonna be the robo.
He saw the robotics bay.
Yeah, so I mean, clicking on that, he knows it's gonna be the Colossus game, and hopefully this won't be like, oh, I've got no Vikings and one starport, like we saw prior.
Yeah. 2 base Colossus on Proxima. Just like, beginning of Legacy of the Void. Well, not really the beginning. More like Night End in the beginning of Legacy of the Void. He's the one that brought Colossus back into the fray.
Just like Night End, period, full stop.
Yeah. It was the Orbital and Dusk Towers, actually. Proxima is it feels like an old map because it's the standard big, huge 3-4 base map that we have, but no, it's grandfathers for Dusk Towers and Orbital. Okay. Observer's gonna tag this for the rest of the game, I suppose. There is no other way to deal with it. No Phoenixes. Colossus can't help.
Scans to remove the observer that was sitting above his army, so this gives him the safety to move out unseen. But I think HerO has to know, like, having seen so many Marines bunched up for so long, there was a drop coming. But one's gonna be baited. Did you bait it? Did you bait it?
Not even getting a shot. Yeah, useless. That drop lifted after scanning the observer and then dropped in a location that is very unlikely to be seen. Just probably looking for a cancel on a third base, but you know that Marine sees there still isn't one.
Yeah, he's actually gonna keep the pro from putting one down too.
Lifts up again.
This time he does have that third medevac you could join up with. This drop gets scouted though. There's a warp person coming on the right side, and this move out timing might just hurt MaSa a lot. It's gonna be tough to defend two locations here for HerO, but MaSa's just gonna have to deal with warp-ins, and that's not something he can easily deal with right now.
Widowmine's gonna attempt to take care of that. And to target fire this too.
Oh, nice pickup juke actually.
Yeah, very nice. Reinforcements are finally coming in for MaSa, also for HerO, but his Zealots do not have charge. It's a Colossus-based game, so they aren't that great.
No, but the Colossus-based game being the opportune thing here is all these units get stuck in a force field, and the Colossus mows them down, but nothing on the right side to stop this. He doesn't get here in time to delay any sort of upgrades, but he should be able to kill these pylons at the very least.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe going for the Twilight Council could have been a good shot, but even going for the Robotics Bay, the Colossus count is not that high. HerO realizing, too, is going to try and fit in one last Colossus.
Okay, not a bad deny. Cuts out some of the production. He does get out of there, too, with the majority of the medevacs, so that's kind of nice, but I don't know. The best thing I think MaSa got through this was like a really delayed third out of HerO. Like that one Marine I felt did more than these drops did.
Yeah. It was already a delayed third, so just on top of that. It was good. I mean, he does have a lead in workers, and his third CC really isn't that far behind the third Nexus. So I feel like that did enough damage to give him like a very, 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 very tiny lead.
Ooh, Mothership Core. That's an expensive
You know
loss.
what's much worse is that HerO did not
Pineapple
replace his
on
Robotics
pizza.
Bay. No. It's delicious. He didn't replace his Robotics Bay.
So yeah, no more Colossus production.
3 Colossus isn't bad, but that is still usually when we see them transfer when disruptors.
You know, this might have been a situation where otherwise this would have been great, because theoretically MaSa would be building lots of Vikings back at home, and you actually don't want that many Colossus if you're going to get countered through the air. But because MaSa didn't go to Viking production, like he's still doing medevacs, he's still looking to do more drops. This doesn't work out for HerO if that was his intended plan, but it also might just be the mistake of not rebuilding.
Yeah, I mean, it said like 3 Colossus isn't bad if he produced disruptors, and obviously that's a problem. He wanted more Colossus, that's a problem, but Immortals added in is like usually even a better idea than more Colossus. So that's kind of what I'm hoping he uses his Robo for. But that means he can't replace Colossus if he loses them. I still think he wants a certain number of those. Target fire.
Tries to, at least. It's the best shot that he can. Moves into the third, but there's still Colossus here, so he dives right on in. One of the Colossus almost goes down. Oh my god, that thing has 1 health remaining.
He needs to get that.
Nice
he just
pickup.
lost the entire army for it.
Yeah, that drag and drop was risky because he could have lost 3 medevacs that could have otherwise escaped, but he does get it. Finds a random probe for a constellation prize. This is the booby prize.
Yeah, okay. I want to know something real quick too. That Twilight Council that was, you know, almost taken out, focus fired. That was used for Resident Enclaves. I'm surprised he got that so quickly over Blink, because I was like, oh, there's stalkers who were blinking, and their Blink's not even halfway done because it was the second upgrade.
Yeah, especially because it's not being paired up with weapon upgrades. It's armor upgrades coming out of the one single forge.
I mean, he does have a depth. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's not just like building stalkers, and that was an obvious mistake. Like, the fodder's there, and they're going to be important units. I thought they would be Blink first. That's a lot of army supply in medevacs.
It is.
Not
It's
at home.
dangerous. Bangkok dangerous. Nicolas Cage.
Sounds like a terrible movie.
That was a great movie. You shut your mouth. No, it was horrible. All movies with Nicolas Cage are horrible.
No, Driving is amazing. Got it.
You tried making me watch that. I couldn't. It was so bad.
I did?
Yeah, a while ago. But okay, hang on. Talk about that later. Right now, the drop in the main goes off, and this is dangerous on both sides. MaSa, if he can hold on the ramp, will be in such a good spot coming out of this, because I don't think any amount of warping is going to stop this amount of Widow Mines and Marauders. Back at home, though, it is about trying to hold that ramp, and so far, it's not looking so hot. The Viking count's kind of low. It's one being produced at a time. Widow Mines trying to get that front line. There's still an Observer in play.
Well, each problem is that the Vikings probably should have been attacking those Colossus earlier because the Stalkers were all leaving behind the sentries and they don't have Blink.
Well, you know
what?
what?
Could have gone even better, but I think MaSa is the one that holds.
Yeah, we're kind of in base trade territory straight up. The Vikings do their job. They land now to be a little more fodder. Marauders looking to hold with the SCV pull, and this is looking like MaSa's game at this point. He is not being stopped on the other side of the map.
Oh, yeah. He's still like mining off of a 4th base even after the SCV pull from the natural. He doesn't have a lot of money, but he is mining somewhere. And he could save these medevacs too. It's getting really desperate, but MaSa can bring back that army that's still the natural nexus. HerO going for the Dark Shrine. That's a very smart idea. Credit to him.
It's a desperate idea, though, unfortunately, as smart as it may be.
Sure. HerO doesn't know about the 4th base, by the way, so he also might just think he has a much better chance.
What do you know? He never got to the natural. He didn't really kill a lot of SCVs. Well, I guess he did kill objectively a lot of SCVs, but I mean, in terms of the fact that this base is dropping mules, income's still good. I love MaSa's position in this game. Maybe the Dark Shrine completes. It's going to be like 3 Dark Templar max.
Yeah.
If he has any gateways left over, actually.
I kind of wonder why HerO keeps warping in Zealots.
He has no gateways anywhere else. That Dark
you know
Shrine
what?
won't even matter.
He also has an export, that's why. But yeah. No gateways. They're Templar.
MaSa does it for 2 games in a row against the Korean Protoss. Yeah, I really thought like Zerg would have been his biggest hurdle. Maybe TvT is pretty bad for him too, all depending on his personal point of view. But TvP, he's making this look easy.
Yeah, MaSa, yeah.
No, HerO. Of course, MaSa.
Oh yeah, I was like, but no, because you mentioned facing Zerg, and I was like, well, the only 2 Zerg that, no, only 1 Zerg, no, 2 Zerg, yeah, that's right. Leenock and Game Time. HerO beat Game Time. Leenock never showed.
Yeah, I know. I really thought like I would have loved to have seen the rematch of Leenock versus MaSa, the Game Land Invitational decider match of that one group. Like I got to see that backstage, and it was really tight, despite the fact that it went poorly for MaSa. So I don't know. That was the one thing I was worried about for him today. But okay, drops here, not a problem. There's just too much army and not enough out of HerO. 1 DT warps in. Single DT.
Nah. That's absolutely game. Come on now, HerO.
His APM has dropped. Hands off the keyboard, maybe? I don't know. He's doing a DT on the other side of the map. But it's not going to work. Now that might be game? There we go.
Gee.
You know, I can empathize with this. When I've lost, but I've still got something to fight with, I do want to just be like, F you. Like, I know I'm out, but I'm going to do a little more before I'm gone, right? Like, I'm going to leave a mark on this world.
That mark is doing absolutely nothing.
It's a giant gravestone.
Just like that DT.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to go to commercial break before we get to Game 3. It might be the decider match. MaSa right now looking to walk away with a 3-0 and go to the finals. Maybe HerO brings it back. Either way, we'll see you in a couple moments. Thanks for watching. All right, folks, thanks for watching the break. We are ready to go with game number 3. We got HerO and MaSa in the lobby for Odyssey. HerO's English surprisingly good. Actually, his English has always been better than most.
He worked on it when he was on Team Liquid, but I think he really worked on it when he started to stream.
Well, here's the vote of confidence, guys. Zomgrub asks if you're ready to play, and HerO's response was, Jesus, I don't know what I'm doing. Ooh.
Yeah. It's not the great. Okay, there you go.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll also cheer for him. Because for me, like, people can talk about our bias all day. Whoa, these guys talk about Terran too much, blah, blah, blah. But for me, the true bias is I'm always rooting for that Game 5. Like, I I always want the series to go long. And I know I'm a horrible person for those who don't like long series, but whatever. My point is I always vote for Game 5. So no matter who's currently losing, I always end up cheering for them because of that. But oh, you cheeky bugger! Perhaps. Definitely. In the lower right. But only for now, it's going to be the blue Terran player, MaSa.
In the top left, as the teal Protoss, it is HerO.
Did I call MaSa Protoss?
Did you?
I don't know.
I'm
Terran,
so tired.
to be safe.
I feel sick. I thought food would help. It didn't help. Shit.
All right, well, unfortunately, poor HerO is feeling a little bit sad, so sorry for bad games. I like how earlier we had the smack talk of Peely and Kella, but this is almost like the conditional talk. Like, oh, I'm sorry to hear you're in bad condition.
Aww. Yeah, I think MaSa actually said something in Korean, or maybe that was true. I don't remember.
Well,
Wait, he's sure just gonna tap out? Or?
no, that's what I thought for a moment, but then I'm still doing things. So I think he's just saying like, yeah, okay, good game, let's do this. Regardless of whether HerO wins or loses this, shout out to him for making the playoffs and coming out to play anyways. But this is, of course, the deciding game potentially here. If HerO can bring it back, that'd be awesome. But MaSa is up 2-0 and looking to end it all with his proxy. He just stops. I love the probe comes in. He's like, God damn it. Like,
Yeah,
can't
right?
even believe it. So the probe doesn't even move or micro. He just walks
Like-
up and sighs like.
When he typed GG, I wasn't terrified that he was just like, he felt so bad about himself. I thought that maybe he had messed up his opener. And if you mess up an opener against like a macro build, you're like, well, that was stupid and I suck and that's okay. But if you mess it up against someone who's like about to cheese you, like that's the worst. But I don't think he did. I think he's just being mopey. Gets his Zealot, gets 7x core, stops the bunker this time too. Better than last time.
Well, the Reaper gonna be a little annoying. 2 probes dead already.
Right. Factory is gonna be followed up at home. Starport could have been proxied.
Boo!
What?
I don't want it at home. I want it across the map. I want to see the most disgusting Terran thing he can do. Well, this isn't too far off. He goes for a gold-based natural.
Okay.
I feel like
I
this
was
is
gonna
cockiness
say.
supreme.
It seems to be more popular on Odyssey though, not just for the Zergs who started the trend as they always do, but even Peely went for the gold. So I don't know. It's everyone's doing. But I was gonna say like that he didn't look like he was gonna proxy a starport, so what could it possibly have been for? Apparently that.
Well, we're watching elsewhere. The Reapers were, granted, not getting a lot of damage done, but still being problematic.
Triple CC. That is some confidence.
This is some super cockiness, and I feel like a lot of this has to do with just knowing that your opponent's feeling down and out. Like, you go for this proxy, it does or doesn't do a lot, but you know your opponent's kind of hoeing and humming about the matchup. It doesn't feel super great.
Yeah. Yeah, it is one of those things where, like, he might have tried this in a, serious game, but I think this is one of those games where you try something you're not quite sure will work because there's also the mental aspect of it. I'm sure it could work, if they really are just going to try and macro behind this aggression. But obviously, if HerO tried to counter, there'd be very limited production.
Well, MaSa's pressure here is almost like fake pressure, right? Like, the Cyclone is certainly dangerous and not something you can ignore. But I like that he didn't overcommit. He was just kind of poking. And hopefully just being a pain in the butt more than anything else.
So, HerO, he's not just ready to deal with the Cyclones, which are, I think, the most obvious follow-up. Like, if they don't have Cyclones following this up, then what are they really doing? But he's also probably thinking about the starport that could or could not be proxied. Considering the last few games that they've played, he's probably considering it would be proxied.
Yeah.
So as he realizes that's not the case, he feels a little more confident to try and push out. He does have Blink on the way, and if he had more gateways, it could be some serious pressure. But MaSa is starting to get that production.
Well, I mean, checking HerO's vision real quick. He doesn't know about the natural, much less the gold. This is going to be so weird because timing is going to be... He's going to get over here and CSCV's mining and an orbital finish. He won't really have a way to know unless he's checking mineral patches. But who checks mineral patches at a natural base, right? There's no way to know just how late this CC was. Not really. Tank comes out too, and I think a sieged up tank, a couple of cyclones, SCV's repairing. He's got this hold. And while HerO might think, oh, I'm going to be annoying out here, really, this is such a big problem for him. Income graph. Actually, I'm surprised was featuring HerO in the lead for a little bit. But I guess now that MaSa's actually mining and gone back from repairing and dropping those mules, he's good.
There's a transfer of SCVs, and you don't start off with many SCVs when you won base, obviously. So it's taken him some time to get up to correct saturation.
Yeah, and now,
any saturation.
Now it's dipping in his favor.
Right. So MaSa has no problem scanning with 3CC this early, and he did want to check to make sure this wasn't a real Blink Stalker all in. If it was off of 6-7 gateways, hell, even 4 or 5 actually, he has to be quite worried. The fact that he saw tech structures put down and whatever actually means he can kind of play it, you know, pretty loose. You know? Just one bunker, one tank.
Oh, this is a confusing name of the sub. Thank you, Johnny, for subbing. But is that Johnny like 13? Is that Johnny 20,012? I don't know how to read that.
Oh, I see.
It's like a mix of Roman numerals and regular numerals.
Oh, it's Johnny 1212. Yeah.
The only Johnny I know is Johnny number 5. All right, 5 alive. I can't believe that they had a white guy in brown face in that movie. Like as a kid, I never noticed that.
What? It was like Masters. I don't know about that. I never watched it, but it was Masters of None that brought up the guy with the robot, right? And everyone thought he was actually Indian.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's same movie.
Oh, you said. Did you say blackface or brownface?
Brownface.
Oh, okay, then that's just me being crazy.
You just assume blackface, the age we're in.
I mean, to be honest, over here, like, when I heard a white guy did something, I'm like...
It's either the president or...
Alright, anyway.
This is going to be a tough hold.
Scary moment. Not scary enough, though.
Yeah, the Marauders can take out the Stalkers. It's more about whether those Zealots weathered the storm or not, so to speak. But SCVs get pulled. The Stalkers are waiting to just hop on down with that Blink, but he's not paying attention, so he loses a couple of those Stalkers. Of course, while this goes on, the gold base still humming away. Income still bouncing back and forth as SCVs get pulled and unpulled. HerO's going to be taking his own gold base, so they're going to be matched up in terms of like base for base. Worker counts very similar. Mule should be a bit of a lead. We all know that, but for the most part, it's still about HerO being very active, and right now MaSa's playing reactionary. He's not dropping. He's not going across the map.
Well.
Yeah.
There you go.
Excuse me.
Didn't get the view. By time, this is a serious problem, as HerO doesn't have quite yet the correct army. He's gotten the upgrades, though, and all I need to do is get the warp ins. There's the sentries. There's a couple more zealots. Only at 5 gateway production. Does need to be a little bit higher, but only finalizing 3 gateways now. This is a good point for MaSa, but he is being distracted. He's in the main base.
Yeah, Tank and Marauders should eventually clean this up. Maybe even not. Wow, new Warpin's coming too, so this just gets worse and worse. But he's not pulling back. He's pushing.
Well, he's not even. He didn't even pull the SCVs away. Like he just stopped paying attention.
Oh gosh. Well, maybe it was too much focus over here, or I don't know what the case is, but they're both going to lose a base. I guess it's a little bit worse if you lose a gold base for a mined out main, but the production's here, and that's where it gets really scary. So he's doing a lot of fancy medevac micro, and he's not actually pushing into the Nexus. One tank's going to very slowly kill this. In fact, the army might just come down and crush him before he gets ample damage done to make up for losing 26 SCVs.
MaSa might have really screwed up here.
He screwed the pooch, like, no doubt about it.
Not just with the 3rd CC, but he also went for a 4th CC on location. So that's a lot of extra money there, too. He's just super greedy.
He YOLO'd a little too hard.
Yeah, that Warp Prism also just spotted way out of control. That was initially 4 Zealots for a very long time. It took him like 40 seconds to like realize like, oh, I can continue warping in. Looks like it's finally going to be cleaned up, and MaSa does have 4 bases. I said that was a detriment, and it is because there's so much money put into that. But if he lives, then obviously it's a big boost, and he's going to have maybe even a planetary. His problem right now is, in fact, gas. Without that main CC mining, he's only at 3 gas geysers, since the gold only has 1.
I've been corrected on how bad my Roman numerology is. That you, Johnny 1212. Johnny 12.
I said that.
Yeah, but I was saying like 13 and 20,000 and shit. Like I was way off. The Price is Right. Lowest without going over would not be me. But if there's one thing you can expect anytime you sub to this channel, it's that I will not pronounce your name correctly. That is a guarantee.
Good
That's
point.
the base trade guarantee.
Yeah. Gonna get the Nexus. That is worth sniping. You can get the Zealots after.
Actually, call back to the Korean cast this morning when I said, you know, if someone could sub with the name Bob and I'd still pronounce it wrong. I just did it. I just screwed up Johnny12. Go me! Oh, he's gonna focus down the stalkers and hopefully pick up and get out of here. I don't know if he's got time though.
I think he can now.
It's a little bit tight, but he does get out of there.
All right, so MaSa's on
Oh.
4 bases, kind of. Well, he has 3 mules and a brand new base, so I'm gonna say 4 bases.
What's nice about this though, and I really like this point, he mined this out so quickly. He now gets to pull back to a safer base, right? Like this was kind of exposed and really far out there and in danger of getting killed by run-bys without a doubt.
MaSa has fallen behind in some other regards, I guess. Most notably, the upgrades. I'm also thinking in terms of, like, he hasn't really advanced to Liberators or Ghosts, but definitely the upgrades were delayed because of everything that just happened. The Armory wasn't put down, Double Engineering Bay wasn't put down. So he is falling behind the upgrade. Here's not 2-1.
Oh, apparently Johnny subbed solely because of Maynard. Well, that's awesome to hear, man. Thank you, Maynard, for that shout out or bump or whatever you did. But
I thought it was because you were on banners.
oh. Maybe both? I don't know the particulars here. I was gonna say though, as he sub, you will get to appreciate things like these replay packs when all that's said and done. Anytime we cast events, we're very happy to share those with our subscribers. Ghost Academy coming down out of MaSa on the back end. I'm not sure if this will really be good. The problem he has right now, not a lot of money, and Ghosts costs a lot of money.
He should have a lot of money, though. It's very
no!
I
Not like
fucked his
this!
iron.
Not like this!
You know, he's only lost 7 SCVs and a couple of mules, so it wasn't as dramatic as I thought it was going to be.
I would argue me losing the mules is still pretty dramatic, though. He's relying on them pretty heavily here.
51 SCVs ain't bad. He just needs to lift his natural. His main
This army's really
good.
low.
Oh, God. Oh,
The
Lordy.
storms kill everything. The medevacs
That was
die.
pretty terrible. Holy, my Jesus. That was terrible.
Sir, if MaSa loses this game, I want him to end it by typing "Jesus, I don't know what I'm doing" in chat. Like,
right? Like this guy though. This guy. HerO has 30 army supply advantage, upgrade advantage. If he pushed, MaSa could be in a lot of trouble, I think. Like he's only getting ready to do so now. Maybe that's the time MaSa needs. Maybe you can't deal with an Archon. Maybe the Archon's gonna be pulled in the army. Okay, see you
I'm not
later.
trapped here with you. You're trapped in with me.
Bye-bye. But as MaSa, or as HerO pushes out, MaSa does what MaSa does best. Runs in a natural, drops in the main, whatever. I guess Terran. That was her
Like
last time.
an Olympic gymnast, he splits.
Yeah. A couple Widow Mines just went off somewhere. Kind of a
Yeah,
couple units
I
over
actually
time.
don't. Oh, at the ramp. Okay.
There we go.
I heard that too, and I was like, wait, I didn't see a bunch of probes die. What happened?
Yeah. And MaSa is buying time for his new base to get saturated once again.
Ah, the
but
Zealots
he's-
don't come into the fight. It was just the Stalkers. He can kill Stalkers, no problem. In fact,
Yeah, he's
Stalkers
trying
are the
to
only part of the
attack.
army he can fight.
But HerO's attacking with a much smaller portion of his army. Oh, come on, Widow Mines.
That was manually targeted too, because 2 Widow Mines won't target the same target. So that was really bad. New Widow Mines going down though. They can help deal with the Archons.
Yep, there we go.
That bonus for shields is really nice.
Oh, he can't get up that ramp again.
Oh, dodges the storm.
Yeah, all the Widow Mines too. This is now looking good again for MaSa. He did have to lift the third though when he's running out of main minerals in the natural, although probably not the main. He's in mining from it. But he chases down a couple of these units as HerO cleans up this drop.
This has been quite the turnaround and not what I expected. MaSa looked like he was just like down and out as he started losing more and more. Then the 4 bases came into question of like, would this be enough to keep him in the game? The Uncan Graph's been all over the place, back and forth. Like, this has been a pretty wild ride, and I'm actually loving this. But it's sad to say that there's really been no ghosts still, and a lot of this goes back to the fact that he can't afford to spend 200 minerals on one single unit right now.
Yeah. The units he chased down, by the way, were 2 full energy High Templar. So that was pretty good. Speaking of the lack of ghosts. Catches an Archon here. He might catch, I think that's the Warp Prism going over, oh no, it's SCDs, just kidding. He won't catch that then. But his Planetary is safe to mine. That's just one base he can really depend on, and he is lifting his main CC. Oh no. One of my nice shots though.
They take out the Zealots, and the Zealots are the only part of the army he's really scared of. Even that Archon's not that scary.
Yeah.
With Marauders, they can eat some Storms. MaSa does a pretty good fight, but meanwhile, Zealots managed to get to this mineral line, and once again, he does not pull SCVs away, so he is going to bleed out workers.
Yeah, he is. HerO doesn't have an observer with the army. That is a big problem. All of these Widow Mines, I think, had 2 battles. You know, they should be dead after the first one. They're immortal. Almost. Widow Mines are gonna pull down. There's a drop in the main base as well. He's gonna go for the Ghost Academy, which wasn't used. It might have been. This is just hectic. They both have remembered their upgrades, by the way. So we do have 3-3 on the way for MaSa, as well as 3-2 for HerO. But HerO's really starting to take losses to his army. Down now 30 army supply, when I think at one point he was up 30 army supply. Trying to transition to Colossus.
Oh. I kind of forgot all those bases he made were orbitals. There's no planetaries. Well, this
There wasn't a lot of
yes.
anti-air, but he tried to save the SCDs.
Oh, jumps to the main, gets on the upgrades. Big deny on that +3.
That's very nice. And
Oh, he recalls. Oh, this is such a mistake. Recalls directly into the army. Kills sentries, kills the immortal. But storms are still looking good. There's Widow Mines, though, that he forgot about.
That was a questionable recall. Unfortunately, EMP did not go down. The one EMP that was available did not go down.
Oh, no.
And the mule was never dropped.
Yo, we've seen so many burning CCs today. It's about time one actually burned down and died.
I guess that's true. But MaSa is looking to be in a good position. Even still, 2 orbitals and a planetary to fall back on. HerO is down to kind of 1 base mining, only the 3rd base. Very much to Exciser Wish for the 2613 sub.
Nice. The 3-3 is what I'm looking at right now too, looking fantastic, but that's not in play just yet. Storm's hitting, Widow Mines burrowing. There's a lot of Widow Mines. I don't think HerO can do this. Those Widow Mines will zone out the entire army.
It takes like 3 storms? 3 storms
I think it's 3, yeah.
Yeah. Which he does have 4. He could, but he's just distracted in multiple points.
A full storm should only take 2, I think, actually.
Yeah, I guess it depends on if they just sit there.
Yeah, what does a storm do for damage? Actually, it's like 70 or something?
That's
80. Yeah, so it'll take 2 storms barely.
This is the goal. The main drop in the main was cleaned up by HerO.
Oh, he tries to focus down the warpers, and he barely gets that too. Nice tag at the end. Army in the front lines, maybe in some danger, but it's got enough medevacs to get the hell out of there.
HerO has so much splash on his side that it is still a dangerous little army right there. But if he gets surrounded or even like a really good concave, that still might not be enough. MaSa, please, why?
It's either desperation for gas, or he's just going to build it and float it over later, right? Like, I don't know which, but it's just funny to see this go at a mined-out base. Because the thing is, this is the last base you would expect him to build a new command center at. Like, HerO knows this was pushed off. He knows there's no mineral patches left. There's actually no reason to look up there.
At least expected. No, that's a good point.
It's hiding in plain sight.
HerO does try and take another base. He needed one, absolutely. He also has his 3-3 on the way after being one was canceled. But MaSa's already on it.
Medevacs kind of hit hard.
He's at a point that maybe trading a handful of Marauders for Colossus would be worth it.
If he can pull off that trade, though. That's a difficult trade to pull off with so many Zealots always protecting things.
Yeah. And he's got Vikings on the way, so you should just wait for that. If for a bigger Viking count, the Stalker counts.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
These Widow Mines? We'll cuddle him to death. Nuzzle him down. Somehow that tank is not in range of the Archon. This doesn't have vision. Observer has vision on the tank, though. MaSa moving topside doesn't get noticed yet. There is this pylon that needs to be dealt with, and it will be as the command center does float northward. So it wasn't just for gas. I didn't think it would be, but It was such a weird command center to see put down.
Yeah, it was. But, a little bit of harassment, I guess. That fourth base was a planetary still, so nothing there. A little bit of harassment at this third base. Nicely done. And collapsing on the brand new, very important mining base of HerO.
Yeah, one overcharge, who cares? Marauders ready to go. Storms are hitting, and there's a couple more in that one Templar that's left. He dives for it.
Oh,
4 health. Gets it with the last shot of that Marauder. Nice moves. He does go to counter, though, while this goes on. I think I favor MaSa heavily in this trade, though. 2 bases already getting killed.
Yeah, well, I think that the race is happening faster for MaSa, but also he has that top right that should be turning into a planetary. Exactly.
Yeah, actually, HerO has to chew through a lot. Not just this choke, but there's another planetary here that he has to go through to actually kill MaSa in a full-on trade.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna get distracted at one point or another. These Vikings are gonna get a couple free pot shots on the Colossus, and that's gonna be quite important.
I wonder at what point MaSa decides it's okay to go home, though. Like, he doesn't need all of his army here.
Yeah?
Oh, you know what?
SCVs.
That was, tropical storms hitting that mineral line. But there's still some that were mining gas, so he's repairing. The planetary fortress is going to go down without a doubt, but this ends up using up almost all of his storms just to kill the SCVs.
Yeah. He got 2 stock at the end there. Again, Ghost Academy not being used. But MaSa still has a 40 army supply lead. He has a very large army.
Yeah, I think
that would kill every single building of HerO.
Right, I think he clears out the main and then picks up and just retreats up here. If he needs to, like in a worst case scenario. But even then, I don't think he'll need to do that. Are there even any observers left? There's 4 observers still in play, so Woodamites won't be the kinger of this game just yet.
1 observer's about to scout the top right. That might be the GG point.
That'll be GG. HerO's want to fight with 1 Warp Prism and 1 DT to the bitter end.
Yeah, right? Like, yeah, it's the point. A Colossus, please.
Oh.
Colossus, please. Colossus, please.
You know what? I've always thought that was just a Reaper ladder. Today I learned a little bit more than that.
Colossus Death Ladder.
Oh gosh, that feels bad. Medevac's trying to get out of there. Most of the army, I think, or a good chunk of the army lives, but reinforcements coming from the base now, and HerO just doesn't have what it's going to take. Maybe if there was more storms, maybe if there was more Colossus, but there's going to be a small handful of storms at best. 3.
If there was 20 more army supply in Zealots, I'd have some faith. The very few Zealots that were available die. Dodge a storm, dodge a weave.
No, he focuses down the template. They don't even get to merge to an Archon. That's it. Taps out, ladies and gentlemen. MaSa going through to the finals for a TvT finish as he'll fight off against Kelazur.
There it is.
It is going to take a little bit of time as we'll have to start vetoes and get the map orders. So this break might be a little bit longer than usual, but we'll see you guys here in a few minutes. Thanks for watching.